He was seen leaving the building.
What is he doing here?
Order in the court.
Loneliness almost sent him to prison. The courtroom was already tired of him. 3 days into trial. No visitors, no family, no one sitting behind him. Just empty wooden benches and the sound of whispered judgment. He sat alone at the defense table, hands folded, eyes lowered, looking exactly like guilt. The prosecutor loved that image. Jurors loved it more, because loneliness looks like confession. The charges were brutal. Armed robbery, assault. A store clerk nearly died. His security footage showed a man his height, his build. Same jacket, same walk. Close enough for certainty. Not close enough for truth. The judge adjusted glasses. Proceed with closing arguments. The prosecutor stood confidently. He has no alibi. Pause. No witnesses. Another pause. And no one here today willing to stand beside him. Jurors glanced at empty seats again, because silence can be louder than lies. The defense attorney barely spoke. Weak objections, and few questions, almost surrender. The accused never interrupted, never begged, never argued. He just stared forward like someone already sentenced inside. Then, from the back row, a whisper. Soft, barely sound. His name, not shouted, not dramatic, just spoken carefully, like recognition. His shoulders stiffened instantly. First reaction, all weak. The judge frowned. Order. But everyone heard it. Heads turned. Gallery seats mostly empty. One person stood slowly. Older. Their plain clothes, holding nothing. The bailiff moved closer. State your purpose. The stranger swallowed nervously. I think you're trying the wrong man. Gasps rippled quietly, because trials hate interruptions. The prosecutor objected immediately. Spectator commentary is inappropriate. The judge agreed. Remove them. But the accused finally spoke. First words since arrest. Please. Voice cracked. Let them talk. The room froze, because desperation sounds honest. The judge hesitated. Seconds stretched. Approach. The stranger walked forward slowly, hands trembling, eyes fixed on the accused. Recognition heavy. I know him, the stranger said softly. How? The judge asked. Pause. We were both there. The courtroom leaned forward, because that sentence rewrites everything. The prosecutor sighed loudly. This is absurd. But curiosity already won. The judge allowed limited questioning. Name taken privately. Background checked quickly. No criminal history. No connection listed officially. Stranger explained quietly. Night of the robbery. Parking garage nearby. Late shift ending. Heard shouting. Saw someone running. Defense attorney finally awake. What did you see? Not him. Immediate tension. The prosecutor smirked. Memory is unreliable. Maybe. But details arrived calmly. Runner taller. Limped slightly. Dropped something metallic. Picked it up again. Camera footage never showed limp. A jurors exchanged looks, because doubt grows faster than certainty. The judge ordered recess review. Security footage replayed again. Frame by frame, same hallway angle, same suspect, same jacket, still convincing. The prosecutor relaxed again, but the stranger wasn't finished. That camera misses the exit ramp. Confusion followed. Building blueprint requested. Maintenance supervisor testified. Yes. Blind corner near delivery door. Uncovered area. First new fact all week. The defense attorney demanded exterior footage. Prosecutor objected fiercely. No relevance. Denied initially. Until the stranger whispered again. "There's another camera." Room paused. "What camera?" the judge asked. "Private security van across the street. Nobody knew about it. Parking enforcement contractor monitored area nightly. Subpoena rushed. Hours passed. Tension thickened. Because truth often arrives late. Footage finally delivered. Low quality, distant angle. Everyone expected disappointment. Playback began. Timestamp aligned perfectly. Suspect exited building. Same jacket, same height. Relief spread toward prosecution. Then, the man stumbled. Clear limp, left leg dragging slightly. Jurors leaned forward sharply. The accused sat perfectly still. Because hope hurts when fragile. Zoom enhanced slowly. Face partially visible. Not him. Close resemblance. But different beard line. Different jaw. Gasps louder now. The prosecutor objected desperately. Coincidence. But momentum shifted violently. The judge ordered pause. Continue playback. Seconds later, second figure exited building calmly. No limp. Hands empty. Walked opposite direction unnoticed. The accused. Leaving before robbery even reported. Timeline collapsing. Because truth sometimes hides in seconds. Defense attorney nearly smiled. First time all trial. But twist arrived quickly. Fingerprint report introduced earlier still matched him. Weapon recovered, carried his print. Impossible contradiction. Freedom rose, then fell again. The prosecutor regained ground instantly. Evidence remains undeniable. The accused lowered head again. Hope crushed twice. The stranger stepped forward again. One more thing. Irritation returned. "This isn't a storytelling session," prosecutor snapped. But the judge listened now. What?" The runner dropped something. Memory returning slowly. Metallic sound echoing. Parking garage searched immediately. Police returned hours later. Rusty storm drain opened. Inside, a knife, wrapped carefully, DNA fresh despite days passing. Laboratory rushed testing. Everyone waited. Micro cliffhanger. Because waiting changes breathing. Results arrived before sunset. Blood matched victim. Fingerprints partial. Not his. Another man's record surfaced. Repeat offender. Year known limp after prior injury. Arrest issued immediately. The courtroom didn't celebrate. Shock replaced certainty. The witness testimony collapsed. Store clerk earlier identified accused confidently. Now confusion surfaced. Lighting poor. Stress overwhelming. Memory manipulated unintentionally. False certainty dangerous. The prosecutor sat silently. Career moment unraveling. But one final twist waited quietly. The judge asked softly, how did you recognize him?" Meaning the accused. The stranger hesitated, eyes heavy. "Because he saved me." Room froze again. Story unfolded slowly. Years earlier. Car accident. Night rain. Nobody stopped. Except him. Pulled stranger from burning vehicle. Left before Thanksgiving. Never exchanged names. Recognition came only during trial coverage online. Watched news repeatedly. Something felt wrong. Finally, attended court. Whispered name, hoping reaction, confirmed memory. It did. Silence swallowed everyone. Because kindness returned years later unexpectedly. Charges dismissed immediately. Applause forbidden. Emotion unavoidable. Outside courthouse cameras crowded. Reporters shouted questions. The accused ignored them. Walked toward the stranger instead. Two men stood quietly. No speeches, just handshake. Long, heavy. Because justice sometimes depends on memory choosing courage. But mystery lingered. Asked defense attorney later reviewed anonymous tip logs. Someone emailed blueprint details before stranger arrived. No sender identified. No IP trace. Only message. Look where cameras don't. Investigators never found source. Months later, policy changed statewide. Eyewitness identification procedures rewritten. Blind spot audits required. Because certainty learned humility. And sometimes, justice doesn't come from lawyers, or judges, or evidence. Sometimes, it comes from a whisper in the back row, spoken just loud enough to save a life.